Hello and welcome to Ready, Steady, Cook and green tomatoes and red peppers. I'm going to be met. Oh, I'm not Ainsley. You man, you see, you're a racist, man. You thought I look like Ainsley Harriott. That's bad. That's bad. You know what I'm saying? That is bad. I'm inside hotel football right now because there's like 900 miles per hour gale force winds. So I thought, you know what? Miles said, let's go inside. And he's right. Let's come inside into the kitchen. I'm about to cook up a storm after serving up 3 goals. We served up 3 goals tonight at home against Partizan Belgrade. It's one of them games where it's like, do you know what? We're supposed to win it comfortably, like the Norwich game. But having seen Partizan firsthand as well in Serbia last week or week before, they were so poor. So I knew when they came here, they're not a good side, and we had to put them to the sword. I was surprised with how strong Ollie went with the team. Really, for me, he should be able to make more changes than that, especially with the squad so threadbare and the injuries that we have currently. I would have liked to have seen a few more changes. At first, I was saying obviously Brandon Williams should have started, but Ashley Young suspended for the Premier League game, and you know what we're like as football fans. If Brandon Williams starts this game when we know Ashley Young suspended for the next game, then we're all saying, why did he play him this day? So, okay, fair enough. I'll let you off on that one, Ollie. But, you know, Maguire, you know Lindelof's injured. You know Tuanzebe's injured. Obviously, there's no Eric Bailly. For me, just play Rojo and Jones. I know we've won the game. I'm not trying to, be negative. I just want to get those points out of the way first before I talk about the game. So for me, I would have liked to have seen a few more players rested. Wan-Bissaka could have done with a rest as well. It's good that there was no James. He needed a rest, but, Rashford was in there as well. So for me, yeah. On a different day, I think maybe James Garner could have started. Could have started Lingard from the jump as well. It still should have been good enough to beat these men. But on the game, first sort of 5 minutes it was a bit slow really. It took us a while to get into the game, but then the chances started coming. Rashford could have had 4 from the first half, and then you're starting to think, he's missing quite a few chances. Is it going to be one of those games? And then up steps Mason Greenwood, which, to be fair, before he actually scored, I wanted him to get into the game more. Everything was coming down our left-hand side because Rashford was being very direct. Rashford was on the end of the chances that were putting on for him, and he just couldn't score. And Mason wasn't really in the game, but it just shows how acute he is, how aware he is, and what a predator he is in the box, man, because he's cut inside, give the keeper the eyes as well. I thought he was open out his body and go for that far corner, and he's kind of give the keeper the eyes and gone on the near side. So that set us off on good stead, and then the chances kept coming from that. And then Martial steps up, and Martial just does what Martial does, man. I mean, he proves with finishes like that just why he's so clinical and why he's our number 9, why Ollie wants him to be the number 9. Solskjaer said in the press conference with his back to goal, he's better than Rashford. We know that. That's the type of striker he is. And everything just knits together when he plays. Yes, it's against Partizan, but, he's the glue. He's the pivotal point. And when he's playing in that position, he'll pick up. He'll drop off the front. He's not afraid to do that. He's got a great touch on him. He'll bring other players into play, and he'll just make things happen altogether. And that's what we saw with Martial. And the way he took his goal, I mean, it's not until I saw the replay you see him just roll the first defender, sit him on his arse, and another guy comes in with a tackle. He rides that challenge. The keeper's coming out, just places it under his arm. It's a typical Martial goal, but you don't really realise how good it is until you see the replay. So that put us in good stead. So you go in 0-0, go in 2-0 at half time. And can we go and get another? And I thought we did well in the second half up until we got the 3rd goal. I actually thought it was Ashley Young. A guy stood up in front of me because he was still coming to his seat and that. And I saw it just rifle into the net. I saw Ashley Young doing some big boy celebration. So I thought it was Ashley Young, and then they said it was Rashford. I still haven't seen the goal back, but I've read that it was a left foot into the roof of the net and a bit of a thunderbolt. So yeah, well done to Rashford. And he deserved that goal because, to be fair, he missed quite a few chances in the first half. But what I liked about Rashford's performance today was that from that wide area, he just kept going and he kept driving at them. It's easy when you're on the left-hand side to just kind of cut in and play it safe. He's definitely not looking to beat a man down the outside and crush it, Rashford, when he plays on the left. We know that. That's not a trick that he really possesses. He wants to come inside, and he did that. He got across defenders to either draw fouls or they had to leave him. So it was good forward play from him. So I think he got the goal that his performance deserved, even though he was wasteful with the chances, and he should have scored 2 or 3 before that. But what I have to say is when we got the 3rd goal, I thought we just dropped off, to be honest. I know that the changes came. There was a change, Fred came off. And I think when James Garner come on next to McTominay, we kind of dropped off. Pereira then came on. I thought he was poor when he come on as well. I really did. I thought he gave the ball away a lot for me. And Lingard come on and was pretty non-existent. But the game just started fading. And I didn't like that. I wanted us to kick on, get 4 and 5, and really put Partizan to the sword. They really are a poor team, so we can't get excited. too excited anyway. We have to celebrate the good points in the performance, but also look at the context of the whole thing. And the context is, look, we've actually been pretty poor in the group stages. At home to Astana was Mason Greenwood, who got us out of jail. We nicked a 0-0 draw against Alkmaar, which we probably should have lost on the balance of play. We didn't have a shot on target in 90 minutes. We were awful away in Belgrade, apart from obviously the penalty that Brandon Williams got. So we have rode our luck, and we've been solid defensively a bit, but we haven't created anything. But it hasn't been a star-studded, groups phase. I haven't really felt excited. We haven't really been treated to loads of goals apart from this game. So I'm pleased for the school kids actually. They got to stay up late, come to a game. These are the games that that a lot of school kids come to, and at least they got to see some goals, man. So for me, I think Greenwood, though, I have to say, some people saying, why don't you start instead of James? I don't know. Maybe that might be a bit too quick, but I definitely want to see him start more games in the Premier League. I think he definitely needs to start. I mean, between him and James, James coming up from the Championship, not played at this level. Obviously, Mason Greenwood being so young as well, his breakthrough season. Why can't they, share that spot? I think there's a massive reliance on James, and he has been good in moments of a game. He's always bringing something where something can be quiet, there's not much going on, and James can just pick up the ball, win a foul. That's what he is good at. People saying he's diving and that, but he can be effective. But I think Greenwood, with that clinicalness, like I said before, he got his goal. He wasn't really in the game. But after that, he worked hard. Even Martial's goal, the second goal we scored, it came from Greenwood chasing it down. It hit off his leg, and then Martial was in. So, look, good performance against a very poor Partizan side. At least it's job done. We're through to the next round. That's the main thing. And the next game at home to Alkmaar, I want to see the real Rezzies out there. We can't afford to be playing our first teamers. We just haven't got the squad. Hope McTominay's not injured for too long. I hope that's just a knock and he can run that off. We need him for Brighton. Just like I said with the Chelsea game midweek, and then we had the Bournemouth on the weekend. The Bournemouth game was the more important game, and I'll say the same thing with this. The Brighton game is technically the more important game. Yes, we had to get the win here, but in terms of, like, if you said, would you take a draw here and then win against Brighton, I would say yes, because in the context of the group, we're doing all right. So we have to go and win that game. And it is Brighton at home, and you're thinking it should be very, very comfortable. But will it be as comfortable as it should be? I hope so. I really do. I hope we keep a clean sheet and get the 2-0. I think James comes back into that squad. But one player I do want to talk about before I finish off is Juan Mata. When he was playing consistently, from the right-hand side mostly, we knew that wasn't the right place for Juan Mata. We know he's got to play centrally. But even when he was playing centrally, he just wasn't quite at the races. We screamed for Pereira to come in. Pereira came in, but then he was on the right. Then Pereira came into the central areas, and he was looking okay. Then he's fallen off a bit, and now we're screaming for Juan Mata again. Then we're screaming for Pogba when he comes back. But on Mata today, I thought he was good. I thought he played between the lines very well. I thought he got on the ball where he could. He made good runs, and he looked after the ball well. It's a typical Juan Mata performance. Quality on the ball, got the vision, timing of the passing was quite good. He set through Rashford a couple of times and could have got himself a couple of assists today. Can he do that week in, week out in the Premiership? Probably not. Against a lesser side like Astana, I keep calling these Astana, Belgrade, Partizan Belgrade today, he's going to shine. But I would like to see him given a chance. Yeah, do you know what? I'd like to see him given a chance potentially against Brighton. Why not? Because Pereira, I think the last couple of games he's played, he's kind of come off the boil a little bit. Put Mata in from the jump, take him off 60th minute, 65th minute. If it's not going well, bring Pereira in then, or bring Lingard in. But I would like to see him have a chance. Man of the match for me today to finish off. I'm going to give it to Mason Greenwood. It could have been Martial, it could have been Rashford, to be fair. I'm going to give it to Mason Greenwood, and the reason why is because he hasn't had that much football recently. But especially his Europa League campaign, I think he's done well. And he took his goal and got us off on the right foot there after, like I said, not being in the game too much before he actually scored. And I thought his work rate was good today. He tried to work hard. He tried to make things happen. And again, the second goal actually comes from Mason Greenwood shutting it down as well. So props to Mason Greenwood. Hopefully he can get an extended run in this team as well. I want to see him and James maybe share a little bit of game time. Because Mason should be playing more. I really do think that, especially the lesser teams at home here at Old Trafford. Just play him. Just play him from the jump, man. So, yeah, that's my man of the match. Drop your views in the comments and the box below who your man of the match is. We go to Brighton on the weekend. Well, we come to Old Trafford, but we get to the Brighton game and we have to win. Peace. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos. And if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.